tonight, a Tyler woman is in jail after police say she started a fire that destroyed a house and killed a dog. 51-year-old Ruthie Jo Casatari was arrested Wednesday. She's accused of starting the fire at her cousin's home back in April on Kevin Drive in Tyler. The affidavit says she told investigators she was not in Tyler at the time, but cell phone data later placed her at the house when the fire happened. The homeowner was not inside at the time of the fire. According to the affidavit, Casatari confessed to setting the home on fire by igniting lighter fluid-soaked newspaper that had been placed under a door. She's charged with arson and cruelty to non-livestock animals.